There we go. What's going on, guys? Figured we do a little bit of try vlogging. We out here working in the garage on the Lincoln. It's my '08 MKZ. A lot of you guys know her as Linda. She was bpillar walled 4th order for Sundown XV3 15s on an NS1. Then we switched to the 4 custom Resilient Sounds Onyx 15s on the NS1, and then a Assault 4K, and then we tore it down and sold it, and now we got it back. So we're kind of going through and repairing some things, doing some things that we wish we would have done the first time. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of show you guys a glimpse on the do's, the don'ts, the fuck ups, and the stuff that we learned along the way. So we'll kind of go over a quick overview on the car real quick, and then we can get into kind of what we're doing on the interior today. So if you give me a second here, I'll get you guys flipped around and show you what we got going on. Here in the engine bay, it is the 3.5 liter all-wheel drive. We are running a Brand X 390 amp alt over there in the corner. And then you can see we have the Stinger Select wire, 1/0 full OFC. We have 2 runs coming off of the alt, as well as 2 runs of ground from the alt case. Going to a battery delete box. It is birch. We're going to be changing that to a plexi box here shortly, as soon as we can, because I believe it's causing a little bit of a draw. But it has been in there for 3 years with no issues. And then coming off of that, I do have some more Stinger Select that we're going to run, just so all the wire matches and it's all black and red. But right now we've got a pair of Sky High Car Audio 1/0 CCA coming off the battery box going to the back. We did have a pair of Lotus or Ioxys capacitors in the back, but we've since taken those out. I believe they might be damaged. And then we'll open the door here. You kind of see our mess. And if you look down here, we are running, the doors are built for 2 8s and a super tweeter. Currently running the Scar FSX 8s. And then the tweeters are blown, but they are Hertz SPL shows. We might try to get some new diaphragms for those, because those are some of the best sounding tweeters that I've heard. And then in the interior, you can see it's all torn apart. We do have the dash pad out, but I do have the radio panel there. Let me get my camera situated. I'll dig that out real quick and show you guys. Let's see. This is going to be what that looks like. This is the center dash support. We relocated all of the switches to the trunk. This houses a JVC KD X360 BTS. It's a media player only, no CD player. And it is housed in a Soundman unit for a mini iPad to actually fit in here. We will be doing some custom A-pillars and a few other things this time around, just to kind of help the sound out. And then if you look back here, this is where we're going to be doing all the work today. We've got the package tray is completely cut out of the car, but we got to get the rest of the bracing out. So we're going to be taking the plasma cutter, and you can kind of see right there where we're going to be taking the bracing out. And we'll get some pretty cool slow-mo and kind of take you guys through that. As well as we're going to try to get the 2x4 framed headliner in and get that going and leveled out. So bear with us and see if we can get some pretty cool footage today. Alright guys, I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see in here, and it's a little dark. But what we're actually going to be doing is, we've got this brace here that was from the package tray that came up here, and you have your back speakers that are mounted. We're actually cutting all of this out, and the new wall is going to come all the way out into the trunk. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a plasma cutter and kind of follow this line. We're going to cut all of this out. Now, unfortunately, you're going to hear some squeaking from the suspension and stuff, so probably what I'll do is we'll just do a little time lapse and play some music over it. Because what we're going to have to do is we're going to kind of peel back all of this sound deadener that was put in to make room for the torch. And that way we can try to get it as close as possible so that we don't have to worry about coming back through and trying to take a grinder and a flat disc and, you know, coming back through and make it a tedious process when we have the tools at hand to make it as easy as possible. So you'll kind of see we're just going to peel some of this out, and I'll speed it up a little bit, and then I'll come back when we're ready, and we'll get this cut out. Alright guys, so as you can see, we kind of got a lot of the sound deadener at least far enough out of the way. This stuff's kind of a pain to maneuver, especially when I can just reuse it again and just put it down. So we got enough out, and I'll show you what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're actually going to take the plasma cutter and we're just going to come right along this body line right here and cut all of this out all the way down around the wheel well. And what that's going to do is it's going to open all of this up. As you can see, we've already got the entire package tray removed. And you can kind of see over here what the finished product look like. We'll have a little bit more to clean up. As you can see, it's kind of tall right here. We'll grind all that down, and then it's going to give us all of that room all the way back into the trunk for the wall. So the wall is actually going to come down the back glass to about right here, and then we'll come straight down. We're actually going to gain about 10 cubic feet from doing that. So what we're going to do now is I'll go ahead and get the torch set up. We're going to do some cool slow-mo and kind of show you what I got going on. Alright guys, we're back. We got the plasma cutter all set up. We got all the deadener removed. We are going to be using the plasma. Let's see. We've got the Power Max 30 XP plasma cutter. We do have it hooked to a Cobalt 25-gallon air compressor. This is kind of what we're working with here. This is going to be our grounding clamp. We do have all the paint ground off. See if we can, there we go, so you can see a little better. We do have all the paint ground off, so it's got good ground. Like I said, we're just going to be following these body lines and cutting the rest of this bracing out. There is no worries on structure, as we will be framing the entire car in and adding the structure back to it. So with that being said, let's get to it. Alright guys, we're back. As you can see, I changed my hat. I was wearing my trusty work flat bill and got some shit in my ears, so I put this on, at least protect the ears. And but we got it out. As you can see here, I'll zoom in for you. It's all out. It's nice and flush. You can kind of see where it used to be here. And center cross brace right there. So now what we'll do is we'll kind of just take a hammer and kind of beat this out and take a flap wheel and cut this all down and make it nice and pretty and flush and smooth. And now, as you can see, the whole back of the car from one side to the other is completely open from the front to the back. We gained about, like I said, I think it's like 10 cubic feet by cutting the package tray up, being able to go all the way down the back window into the trunk. So we're planning on using doing a fourth order or a sixth order enclosure, probably a driver's port. want it to be musical, but we are going to try to shoot for some numbers this time, and kind of take you to the outside here. And right here's what we're going to be using. That's a pair of custom 18-inch B2 Audio CC motors. That's the ferrite motors, 3-inch coil version. We're going to be using the SPL Audio recones in those. We are planning on using some Brazilian power with the new Martz amps. So Corey's going to make those for us at 0.7, so we can run it a final ohm load of 0.7 on a 1 ohm Brazilian amp. And plan on maybe doing some C-Max, running about 15.8 is what we're going to charge at. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think we're going to do much to the roof today. We're just going to kind of clean this up, make sure it's good to go, and that project's completely done before we move on to something else. And I'm not going to bore you guys with just a bunch of grinding and whiz wheel work. So we will see you guys next time.